Jef van Wanroy was a farmer who reared Shire-type horses, who became involved with pigeons during his teens. Having left the sport for a period, he returned after the war in 1946, with a serious intent. He was 42 years old at this time. He brought to the village of Broekhuizenverst the best that he could purchase. His ambition was to become the best at marathon racing in the Netherlands. To do this, he bought the best long-distance birds available at the time. He bought pure Bricot from a local butcher named Steegs, and from his friend, regarded by many as the best ever long-distance flyer into Belgium or Holland, Staff de Sardouen, he obtained some of his best Delbars. Van Wanroy also bought birds from Fabry Sr. of Liege, which included some Hansen stock, especially descendants of the Bronze and the Koningen. In fact, the traditional bronze of the Van Wanroy's famous blacks derives from Fabry's famous bronze. Another important addition to his stock was the famous 11 or the Hornstraw hen. Interestingly, in the 1950s, Wanroy introduced Meesters of Deheen bloodlines from the Great Zilvervash, which also played an important part in the evolution of the Jan Arden strain and dynasty.
The name Jef van Wanroy may not have been familiar to the English-speaking fanciers, but in Holland it was, and is, a household name. Van Wanroy kept only 25 pairs of birds and specialized in 500, 600 and 700-mile races, especially overnight races. In 15 years he entered 242 birds in Grote Fond, or long-distance, races, winning 196 prizes. Among those prizes were 1st, 4th, 21st and 24th National Marseille, 1st and 3rd National Barcelona, 1st and 7th National St. Vincent, 2nd and 9th National Dax and 3rd and 4th National Marseille. In 1971 Jef van Wanroy died. His early death caused a shock to the pigeon world. It was however the birth of the second phase of the Van Wanroy story. The Van Wanroy family wanted to sell all of the pigeons in their entirety, and first to obtain them was Anton van Haaren from Heesh. He had the Van Wanroy birds at the top of his most desired list for some time. After a difficult negotiation, Van Haaren set up the deal and transferred all the Van Wanroy crack birds including Famous 90, Westerhuis, Maskant 372, Hartje Oud Spin, 113, 11, as well as many others. The arrival of the Van Wanroys at Heesh, especially the lines of the 11, was the beginning of a very successful time for the loft of Anton van Haaren. The pure Van Wanroys were, and are, the perfect cross in families like the Jan Ardens and the Van der Wegens, with these crossings resulting in fantastic results for Van Haaren with over 15 top 20 national prizes.
Such results, and the breeding values of the Van Wanroy stock, led to many fanciers including the world-famous Hans Eijerkamp and Sons to make a visit to Heesh. As well as the birds that went to Anton van Haaren, birds were also purchased by Van Wanroy's fellow villager Jan Hendriks. Jan Hendriks had known Van Wanroy from the age of 12. After Van Wanroy's death, the entire colony was offered to Hendriks, who famously said, "I wanted to buy them, but I had no room at the time." Because of his friendship with Van Wanroy, Hendriks already had many birds from the very best that Jef had to offer, such as children from the Eich, Marselduif, Mooi Oog, etc. Especially the descendants of the famous pair of De Westerhuis and the famous 90, this pair left their trail through the back breeding of the most successful Hendriks birds. Indeed, this pair can be found in the father-son-grandson trilogy of Olympiad competing birds. Katowice 72 represented the Netherlands at the Olympiad in Katowice. His son de Olympiade 84, whose dam was also a daughter of Marselduif, represented the Netherlands at the Blackpool Olympiad. Klein Donker, which was bred from de Olympiad 84, when paired to a granddaughter of Marselduif, completed the success of these now world-famous bloodlines when representing the Netherlands at the Olympiad in Tokyo.
Kleine Donker was crowned as the best cock of the Netherlands in 1979. That year he flew around 4,000 prize-winning miles, amassing a total of 16 prizes. When discussing the qualities of the cock, Hendrix stated, "He just asked to be basketed. Once I basketed him for Barcelona, which is 800 miles away, Just 2 days after he raced Orleans, which is 350 miles away, he won 70th National Barcelona. This type of toughness and breeding once again sparked the interest of Hans Eigerkamp and Sons with Kleine Donkier making the permanent trip to Brummen in 1981. Now entering the story is J.B. Hendriks from Twello, not to be confused with Jan Hendrix above. Joe Hendrix, J.B. Hendriks, achieved international fame in the summer of 1980, when he won the race of all races, first International Barcelona with a Van Wanroy bird, bred by Joe from 2 birds he purchased from Van Wanroy prior to Jef's death. Joe was a lover of the Van Wanroy birds, and as a friend of Jef van Wanroy, he knew the stock birds better than anyone else, other than Jef himself.
In 1970, Joe Hendrix bought late-bred youngsters from Jef. Within that group there was 271, a daughter of the famous pair, Maskant, and the famous 90. Hendrix told Jef that he thought the hen was too small. As Joe Hendrix recalled in an interview, "That was the only time Jef got mad at me. He spoke the legendary words, 'Wait for 3 years, by then she will be the best hen you have in your loft.' He was right, the 271 is the dam of my Barcelona International winner." Joe bought all the direct Van Wanroys from Anton van Haaren in 1974, including all of the stock pigeons, which was approximately 40 birds. 17 of these were children of the famous 90 hen, such as T. Harcha, who won first National St. Vincent. De 90 was a great racer and producer, having won 4th National St. Vincent 697 miles, 11th National Dax 680 miles, 36th National St. Vincent, 125th National Dax, and in her last year of flying in 1970 at 7 years of age, 7th National Dax against 7,460 birds. The pedigree of Hendrix' first International Barcelona winner shows line breeding to the de 90 hen. The sire was bred from a son of de 90 paired to his 3rd National Barcelona hen, who was a daughter of the first National